Let the record reflect that Trustee Narcisse did join us at 5:40 p.m. We'll move on to our public participation.
There's none.
There is none. So we'll go ahead and move over to our staff reports. I'll turn it over to Dr. Portery.
Thank you, Vice President Johnson. Well, it has been a wonderful summer thus far. As we said earlier, June is passing really, really quickly. Today is June the 27th, so we are moving forward in a vein that we are going to recognize our students coming back really, really soon. August the 13th is when they return. Staff members return August the 2nd. So we are excited about that because summer is so quick that we are ready for kids to come back and calm us down a little bit, so that's a good thing. Tonight we have several items on the agenda. I'm going to move around a little bit before we get to the budget, and I'm going to ask Chief Siv to come forward and talk about his new officers, his present officers, and everything that he's doing to change the direction of our security in the Port Arthur Independent School District.
Good evening. Dr. Portery, members of the board, executive team, visitors, friends, community. In the past, you would see the police officers roaming the halls after we hired them. You didn't know who they were. There would be times when if something good or bad happened, you would find out what their names were. I wanted to go in a different direction tonight. I wanted to start bringing our new officers in front of the board so you had an opportunity to see who they were, where they came from, why they wanted to come to this great district. But before we do that, I would like to administer their oath. So I want to call up first Officer Thomas, Williams, and Warwick. This ceremony is done typically at every school board meeting whenever they hire a new officer, a city council meeting. It's the moment when a young officer or old officer takes that oath of office, do their duty to their agency, their community. And with that being said, I want you three officers to raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of the Port Arthur Independent School District Police Department. It's okay, it's okay. Of the state of Texas, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state, so help me God. All right. So this time, I want to call up the members of their family that's going to present them their badge. You present it to Ms. Thomas. All right. Here. Ms. Thomas. You present it to your daughter. Folks, I present to you 3 new officers, and what makes this really, really great is in the history of the Port Arthur Independent School District Police Department, we have our first 2 female officers. And so what I can tell you, we're growing, folks. We're going to meet that mandate. We now have 12 sworn police officers and working our way up to protect our students, our staff, and the community. Thank you.
Would anyone like to say anything to our officers?
First and foremost, Chief Silva, I'd like to thank you for your dedication and your drive to get us new officers, especially to the new female officers that we have. They're making history on today, and we thank y'all. We know that y'all have a job to do, and law enforcement is a dangerous job. But I would like to personally welcome each and every one of you to this district, and I'm gonna say welcome to the family of the Port Arthur Independent School District, because I consider us as being a family. We have each other back through thick and thin. So thank you. We thank your family for being here and participating in this grand occasion. And once again, we thank you all for being here. Thank you for choosing Port Arthur Independent School District for a career and to protect and serve our kids, staff, and students. Thank you.
I just wanted to say and concur with Trustee Barty. First and foremost, thank you, Chief, and thank you to the officers that we already have who are continuously serving and protecting. Today, history was definitely made, and it's always good to be a part of history. And I also, too, want to welcome you to our family, and to the family who are here. Thank you for coming as well. I think this is definitely going to be a great step forward to hopefully seeing some of our more young people, once they graduate, seeing the opportunity to have someone who looks like them in this position. Just continue to serve, and thank you for your bravery of serving, because it's not an easy task. What you all are faced with day to day, it ranges from different things, but we thank you for showing up with your A game each and every day. So welcome to the family, and we look forward to supporting you any way we can.
Let her go first.
And I'm so glad to see there's women on the team now. I know a lot of girls would prefer talking to females than the male officers. So that's a big plus for PAISD. I want to say thank you guys.
I too want to join in with the other trustees who've spoken, and also say to everybody who's present, that was an outstanding presentation. I was touched by it and appreciative of it. And you officers, listen, we're just so proud of you and thankful for you. Some people don't know this, but as Trustee Getwood just said, this is a service job. It's not one where you go into to get rich. And same as teaching, right? You don't go into it to think you're going to be rich. But it is a job where you're basically serving the community, in this case, serving children as well. So I'm thankful for you and proud of you. Just can't wait to see you out there doing your thing. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Also, Chief Sylvan, to your officers, as a school district, we had to get accustomed to police officers within our schools. We are an educational facility, and it took a while for us to welcome the strictness of police officers. I will say that the safety of every child and every staff member in the Port Arthur Independent School District is paramount. But we, as educators, every day we wake up, or I wake up, I'll speak for myself, I wonder if today is the day. because it's happened so much across the United States. And we pray every day, all day, that nothing happens to the staff and the students of this district. We are entrusting you to protect our students and our staff and each other. And that is one of the biggest jobs you will ever have to encounter, because children, when someone hurts a child, that brings everything to a different level. So thank you for your work. Thank you for your dedication. And we hope and we pray that we can move forward uneventful. Next, we have on the agenda, I'll ask for our budget review. You know, right now we're into budget season, and we're getting ready to, hopefully in August, approve the 24-25 budget. You do have a handout in front of you, so we'll turn it over to Mrs. Davis and move forward. Probably need a battery. Yeah. Okay, we can move, you want us to move? Okay, I'll ask Mrs. Lott, if you have, do you have a mic? Okay, okay, well, we'll just wait for Mrs. Davis. Okay, I think, okay, but she can sit over there, Ms. Davis can, yeah, okay.
Okay, here we go. Good evening, board. Happy to present to you all tonight some budget information. We're just going to go over some highlights, and for some of you, it may be a review, but just so we're all on the same page, we wanted to kind of give you some general budget information. So on the first slide, slide number 3, we talk about why do we budget? And we budget to reflect the vision and the values of the district. And we budget to align funding with the needs of the district. And the budget serves as the financial plan for the district, and it ensures we are in compliance with state and federal programs, as well as meeting the school first in our annual audit reports. And during the budget process, we establish budget revenue projections. We establish school allocations based on projected enrollment and resources. We develop budgets or expenditure plans for each campus and department. And we compile these individual budgets or plans into a comprehensive budget, and then we seek the board's approval. All of our budgets must adhere to the following accountability requirements, accountability requirements, legal requirements, state, TA, and local requirements. On page 6 is our overall budget calendar. And on page 7, we have just those specific activities that are related to the board. Then we get into general accounting information. We have the district has a standardized account code structure that's used. It's required by law, required by TEA, and is used uniformly by all school districts. And this code is used by TEA, the Board of Trustees, our auditors, our campuses, our taxpayers, and our citizens. And we use this standardization because it allows for an easy comparison of data, and it provides useful information to our stakeholders. On page 10, you would see our account code structure. Our account number is an 8-part number, and it's 21 digits. So the first set of numbers is our fund code. The second set is our function. Then we have our object, our sub-object, our organization code, our year, our program intent, and our details. And we'll kind of go through each one of these sections briefly. This account code structure, these 21 digits, tells the story about the expense. The fund code gives us our source. The function code tells us why. The object code tells us what. The organization code tells us where. The fiscal year is when, and the program intent is who. The first part of the structure is our fund code. It's always a 3-digit number, and the ones that you all see the most is our 199. That's our general fund. We've kind of given you a list of our most used ones, or the ones you would see most in the district. I think also y'all see a lot of the 696s as well. The next set of the number is our function code, and it's a 2-digit code, and it gives us the purpose of the transaction. For example, if you see an 11 as in the second set of numbers, that's instruction, anything related to the classroom. If you see a 32, that's social workers. 33 is health services. I've given you a list for you to review of all of the function codes we have here at the district. The third section of the number is the object code, and it tells you the purpose or of an account or the transaction. For example, if you see something that's a 6100, that's payroll. If it's a 6300, it's supplies and materials. The next part of the code is our sub-object, and this section of the code is user defined, and it allows the district to account for additional information. For example, we track all expenses related to athletics, football or baseball. We might track plumbing expenses, so cheerleading expenses. So we have a designated code for that. Then we have the organization code. It's a 3-digit number. Every campus, every department in the district has its own code, and I've listed those codes there for your review. The next part of the code is the year code. It's always a 2-digit, and it just gives the fiscal year. So, like right now, our fiscal year is 24, and we use this code mostly with the special revenue funds. The next section, and it's page 18, is the program intent code. It tells you the intent of the program. It's related to students. For example, if it's a gifted and talented, it'll be a program intent code 21. If it's a special ed student, it will be a program intent 23 or 33 or 43. The last part of the code is a detail code. This again is another district-defined code, and we just use this to group different types of expenses. The next section will talk about the funding for school districts. How school finance works. The legislator sets the cost of each student through a basic allotment and weighted formulas. Part of our funding comes from local property taxes, and then the other part is based on the number of students. And we'll kind of review these little sections in the next few slides. Our property taxes are determined by Jefferson County Appraisal District, and that tax rate is comprised of the maintenance and operations, which we call an M&O, and then the interest and sinking. The maintenance and operation rate is what funds the general fund. It's usually to cover our salaries, our contracted services, our general supplies, and our other, and that's page 23, okay? Then we have the interest and sinking rate, and we use this rate to fund and pay back our bond debt. And this rate, or this money that's derived from this rate, cannot be used on any general expenses. Then we wanted to show you just a comparison or the history of our rate over the last couple of years. If you notice that it's gone down from 22, 23, and that's because of when TEA implemented the compressed tax rate. When you look at the tax calendar, and I just thought this was an interesting slide and worth sharing, because a lot of times you might see 24-25 school year or 23-24 school year, but those numbers mean something. The first part of the number is the tax year, and the second part of the number is the fiscal year. So when you see 24-25 school year, we're talking about the 24 tax year, but it's the 25 fiscal year. So then we wanted to provide just the history of our property tax values. We went back 5 years and what we project to see for tax year 24. We project to see a slight decrease of 1.15%. And that's from the last JCAD values. Now, remember, we won't get our final certified values until the end of July. Then when we look at the state aid section of our funding, this funding is a formula that's determined by our comptroller, and it's influenced by the enrollment, our average daily attendance, any special populations we might have, enrichment pennies, and property wealth. And this is where our basic allotment comes into play, and it's $6,160 per student. The next slide just shows our student enrollment history. You see when we start out in 2021, there was a slight decline, and that was the COVID year, but we've slowly been rising. We left the 24-25 at the same as we are in the current year, but if that number changes, we'll update this slide. Then we show the history of our average daily attendance. And then we get into where we are now, fiscal year 24. That's the current fiscal year. We start out showing you our revenues, where we projected, and our actuals as of 5/31. You see on property taxes, we budgeted $48.9 million. To date, we've received $46.3 million, and that's a 95% collection rate, which is pretty good. For state funding, we budgeted $27 million. We've gotten $15 million, and that's about right because of the payment cycles with DEA. We expect to receive the bulk of that at settle up, which usually occurs in September. To date, our expenditures, our payroll expenditures are within the budget. Our overall expenditures are in line with the budget, and our total expenditures are offset by the revenues we've received. A look at expenditures projected versus actuals, and again, these totals as of May 31st, 2024. To date, we are at $68.8 million, and if you would see, $50 million of that is in payroll. The next slide just shows you a graphical representation of that chart. Again, payroll is $50 million of the total, and that accounts for 72.77% of the expenses. Slide number 35 takes that payroll allocation, again, that's the $50 million, and show you where that money goes. And 60% of that goes to instruction. Fiscal year 25, where are we? Our budget assumptions this year are, we are considering potential salary increases. As you know, ESSER funds are going away as of August 31st. There's some key personnel that will be moved onto the general fund. We are implementing the new PAC location, so we'll have operational expenses for PAC that will be added to the general fund. Our health insurance premiums increased again this year. Our insurance, we are unsure about, but we are ready for it if it does. We have been noticing some increases in utility costs, and our decreases don't offset our increases, but we still are counting our blessings, right? So there's a reduction of shards and funding. There's a reduction in our indirect costs that we've budgeted over the last couple of years. We might have some additional potential savings in the cost of co-enrollment, and we're not sure of the impact and effects of any new legislation. Thank you for your attention. Any questions?
Are there any questions? Oh, go ahead, Dr. Long.
I have a brief comment. I just wanted to say, as I've said before, thank you to the budget staff, Ms. Davis, Ms. Jeans, and anyone associated with the budget process, Mr. Weibel, or any other people in personnel work directly with the budget staff. But I'm so impressed by the conservative approach that we've taken since I've had any role to play in the school district, and I appreciate your continuing along those lines. So we were meeting a few days ago, Dr. Potter and I, and some of the board members, and listening to some people across the state complaining about their status in their school districts. And, we proudly stuck our chest out in pride, knowing that, you ladies have things under control, and we don't waste money. And we know where every penny is located, every penny, huh? And I'm proud of that and thankful for it. Even though, I got to say this, sometimes we wonder, right? Well, I don't know, why can't we do this or that? But I always know that you ladies have it under control and appreciate it. And whatever you say, I'm going to follow you. So we appreciate you.
No, I was going to say, let's be call on Ms. Lott. Okay. Okay, Ms. Lott, what's been happening in the district?
We had our fabulous graduation ceremony on May 24th of the class of 2024. I just love saying that. And in the month of June, we had 3 observances, National Gun Violence Awareness, Father's Day, and Juneteenth. We are embarking on the 125th anniversary of the Port Arthur Independent School District. So we have developed a logo for that celebration, and we have sent it out to campuses and departments to utilize in their social media or documentation, or if they want to get shirts, whatever they would like to do to use that logo. We had an intern in our department for the spring and the summer, and what he did was he decided to reimagine and to create logos. All of our secondary campuses had crests and logos. He reimagined a fireball for every campus, 2 different versions of the fireball. We also borrowed the logo that we are using on our window screen coverings for the classrooms. We sent those out to campuses. That's the black one in the bottom left middle. He created new crests for all of our elementary campuses. So we sent all of the new designs to all of the campuses and uploaded the ones that they currently have, plus the ones that the secondary campuses have been using. And everyone has been very pleased. And the intern is Theron Robertson Jr. And he also designed the sign that's going to be on the service center across the street. The CTE campus has developed a new logo as well. Instead of us referring to the campus as Kate, they would like to be referred to as the CTE campus instead of Kate. We announced our district-wide elementary teacher of the year, Cassandra Eldridge from Terrell Elementary, and our district-wide secondary teacher of the year, Edolia Anderson from Memorial High School. And both of them submitted applications for the Region 5 Teacher of the Year. So we are hoping that one of them wins. We have Alpha initiated students into their National Junior Honor Society. We had several teachers who completed the Workforce Solutions of Southeast Texas teacher externships for 2024. The group picture at the bottom is from our academic college signing day. So several of our students committed to colleges and branches of the military. We also had MCT Credit Union came to Alpha to present a financial literacy workshop to students. And the Alpha students that presented their robotics to the school board, they also did a presentation at Region 5 for a STEM workshop. So we're proud of that. We had over 10 seniors who earned scholarships from the Superintendent Advisory Council. 7 of our CTE welding students were offered jobs at Bechtel, and when they were offered the jobs, there was a presentation at the CTE campus where they received lunch coolers that were donated by Bechtel and work boots that were donated by the Boot Barn. Our annual reading across NSPDK, the winners are Washington with over 1,400 readers, Adams with almost 900 readers, and Travis with over 400 readers. The bottom, a lot of our students and especially some of our employees from the technology department and some of our district science teachers and supervisors help to facilitate and participate in a STEM night at our local library. We had a district-wide spelling bee for our elementary students. A lot of campuses, I believe all of the campuses participated, and several campuses had winners from the spelling bee. At the end of the year, we had a lot of end-of-the-year activities such as field trips, 8th grade prom. You can see pictures from this trip to Galveston for Thomas Jefferson, and I believe that's Sam Houston that took the students to Searoom State Park. At the top right corner, 7 of our CTE culinary students earned certifications for Serve Safe. So they are certified with that. More pictures from end of the year activities, choir concerts, band concerts, phone parties, a lot of trips to the main event. TJ even took the kids to the Chemo Boardwalk. The senior class took a trip to Fiesta, Texas. The top left corner, we have our winners from UIL State Solo and Ensemble. And the top right, our junior ushers for the class of 2024. Bottom left, we named our valedictorian Jaden Nguyen and our salutatorian Kaylee Ballard. And the graduating class earned $16.7 million in scholarships this year. We had one student, Kaylin Gardner Jr., who was named UIL Outstanding Performer, and this is a prestigious honor. They don't hand this out often, and I learned that his father, Kaylin Gardner Sr., also earned this same honor when he was in high school. So we're working on a way to present that as well, because I didn't know that when I made this post, or I would have included that too. These are some more, Sam Houston recognized their foster grandparents. These are some pictures from Wilson's Summer Bridge for their incoming freshman cohort. In the center, our parent and family engagement coordinator, Rhonda Calco, has been appointed to serve on the State of Texas Council for Parent and Family Engagement. So she will be attending a summer program at Harvard to learn new ideas for effective parent and family engagement. The Port Arthur Industrial Group awarded each of the students at the bottom center picture a $10,000 scholarship each. We promoted the TSU Summer Transportation Camp. We advertised that in hopes that some of our students would decide to participate in learning about careers in the transportation industry. The bottom right, our Wheatley Summer Program, our students are participating in like a STEM camp at Wheatley this summer, and every day they are doing STEM activities and science experiments, and I just love to see the pictures because they are so fun and cute. More pictures from Wilson's Summer Bridge cohort. The Flames did a dance camp with the Sam Houston dance team at the top center. And then here's more experimentation from our Wheatley students. In athletics, everybody is at camp and working out this summer. In the center, our intern design these football and volleyball schedules. We are going to get some, I think it's 13 by 18 or 13 by 17 posters printed up once the school year starts over, and we'll be giving those a limited amount out, and hopefully our local businesses will post those in the windows. We had 3 baseball players that made the all district honorable mention. We had 3 softball players, 2 earned honorable mention, 1 earned second team all district. Our basketball team participated in a summer tournament a couple of weeks ago. We had 2 Lady Titan athletes who signed. One is going to Angelina College and one is going to Wiley University. And if I'm not mistaken, the student going to Angelina is playing basketball and the student going to Wiley is playing volleyball and I think softball. One of our students, Chloe Jobert, was named Miss Juneteenth, and that's Chloe in the center, the younger young lady with the golden dress. We have been promoting the online student registration. Parents have been receiving text messages, emails, all calls about registering for the new school year, new and returning students. We promoted Juneteenth activities in the community. Our Titan Literacy Express made stops at all of our summer school campuses and at Wheatley this summer to give out free books and public library cards to students and their families. Our local chapter of the Top Ladies of Distinction, they are going to honor 10 of our educators pretty soon this summer, and those educators are listed on the visual at the bottom left corner. And we have also been posting tornado, hurricane, and storm preparation tips to the community in English and in Spanish. What you need to prepare for, what you need to pack, how much you need to pack, and how to make sure that everybody's on the same page if we have to evacuate. And we've also been stressing the importance of not just our employees, but our families having the correct contact information in the system. So when we have to send out emergency messages, everybody gets the messages. These are some more community activities that we've been promoting. We have been pushing the clear backpacks again. So we won't be accused of waiting until the last minute. We started the first week after graduation with the clear backpacks. We also let parents know that they can look up their students' STAR scores online. All of the grades from 3 through 12 STAR scores, individual STAR scores are available through that particular portal at texasassessments.gov. All they need is their child's social security number, birthday, and first name. The United Way donated the last vending machine to the DeQueen Elementary School. That was the last school that didn't have a vending machine. And then Valero did a promotional video about that donation, and it came out really nice. So that's a screenshot from the video in the bottom right corner. More summer activities at the Y. The city of Port Arthur is giving weekend immunization clinics throughout the summer. We are having our annual Back to School Fun Fest on July 20th from 11 to 2 at the high school. And this is our media summary since we last met. We had 3 alumni that were recognized. 2 of them were featured in the latest edition of the Greater Port Arthur, the magazine. And then, unfortunately, we've lost 4 family members. One was a current teacher, James Harper, and the other 3 were retired Port Arthur ISD family members. So we recognize and acknowledge them. And we have grown. We are now at 13,000 Facebook followers. We have grown. We've added 1,000 followers on our Twitter or X account. We've added 3,000 to our IG account. LinkedIn, we have 350 new followers, and YouTube, we have 750 new followers. So we are proud that we are continuing to grow in the right direction.
Thank you, Mrs. Lott. That is a lot, so we are busy. Next, as I told you earlier, we do have, we've ended summer school and we've ended curriculum writing. I'm going to ask Dr. Owens and Dr. Vine to give us a summary of what happened during curriculum writing and summer school.
Right now. As he mentioned, we embarked in curriculum writing, and what we did this summer was align the curriculum based on recommendations from our 2020 curriculum audit. Every summer we've been enhancing, aligning, making it better and better. We've updated our curriculum documents, our year at a glance, what we call the YAG, the week at a glance, the unit guides. We focused on vertical and horizontal alignment, meaning that K all the way down to from K to 12, and then also horizontal, meaning from grade level to grade level. We are also ensuring that our activities, assignments, and strategies are to the rigor levels of the TEKS at all grade levels. We're ensuring that our curriculum is comprehensive and that it's applicable to all of our demographics, our tier 1 students, our tier 2, tier 3, our special ed, our emerging bilingual students, our dyslexic students, and all that. So we are integrating new science TEKS this summer. We've been through the adoption process for it seems like the last 2 years. And so we're focusing on, that was our main area that we focused on. We focused on everything, but science was a high level. We integrated this new state standards and developed comprehensive resources to make sure that we achieve, student outcomes. We've updated all the guides, developed extracurricular activities, and including based performance assessment. And we've emphasized diverse reading options. And everything that we are doing is that we are cross-curricular, so that, for example, we're focusing on making sure that, let me see, where is that? That we're integrating, for example, science and social studies into the reading and the math so that it's cross-curricular. And one emphasis that we're also doing is that we are making sure that we're integrating writing across the curriculum. And it's not just, we're going to write, but it's very intentional with the writing. We are going to, let's see, what else? So we're going to, like I said, integrate reading and social studies themes, like, for example, aligning social studies with historical events, poetry. We've introduced something that in math specifically, which is kind of what we call it skill retention, where we're introducing daily spirals in activities to reinforce something that's already, previously been taught, and to making sure that the kids are retaining it and, bridging those gaps between the grade level. Let's say we've also updated our assessments, our CBAs, which are curriculum-based assessment, which provide at the end of each 9 weeks. We also incorporated what we call common assessments or checkpoints, so that the students we're not waiting till the end of the 9 week to assess, but we're also doing it at the 3rd and 6th intervals. And so, and we're making sure that we're incorporating rigorous questioning, variety of assessment types, And a lot of the formattings that we have, such as to mirror the STAR 2.0. For example, the drag and drop, the constructor responses, things that are, critical for our kids to know. Let's see what else. For our professional development, we are planning to making sure that our teachers know the tools, the enhancement that we're doing. We're gonna making sure that our professional development is targeted to the needs based on the data. And then we're also gonna focus on using the tools. Port Arthur ISD has, a plethora of tools, resources. So we want to make sure that we have integrated all the tools and resources into our curriculum and our teaching. So I think that's all I have. I mean, do you have any questions? Okay.
I don't have any questions, but I am glad to hear us doing more of incorporating the resources that we already have. It's easier to work within the parameters of understanding, okay, I don't have to go look for this because it's already there. So I think that's definitely going to be a big help as how we move forward within our curriculum and how our teachers are able to move forward with instructions within the classrooms, understanding all of the resources that's made available to them to be successful. So I'm glad to hear that.
And what we do is we hyperlink resources. So all they have to do is click on something and it'll show them a video, it'll show them a different resource. So everything is very comprehensive, hands-on, it's very hands-on, comprehensive, and it's easy to look. But of course, we have teachers who still need the assistance, so we provide that one-on-one assistance on how to read the curriculum, how to unpack those TEKs. So, but it's all in there. So thank you for your support.
Greetings, Madam Vice President, trustees, and superintendent. Port Arthur ISD extends the school year by 16 days each year in support of its students. The summer school program is called SOAR, which stands for Summer of Academic Refinement. In this particular summer, about 1,069 elementary students were served and approximately 761 secondary students. And all of our students were served based on their identified needs. Programs this summer included regular ed, bilingual ed, migrant K through 8, ESL enrichment, the extended school year for our students receiving special education services. As you saw a few minutes ago, the Wheatley School of Early Childhood Programs held a program for their students. Our tiniest Titans. There was also a program at Wilson, Summer Bridge. I believe that was a part of the PowerPoint presentation as well. In addition to that, there was credit recovery, attendance credit recovery. We provided House Bill 45/1416 targeted tutorials and plenty of EOC academic enrichment for those students who need to enhance their skills to be better prepared for the next round of assessments. Students received instruction Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Transportation and food services were provided, as is always the case, and all of this was at no cost to Port Arthur ISD families. We did reduce the number of locations for our elementary programs for improved logistics this summer. Secondary campuses, on the other hand, continue to follow the host your own model. In terms of the training for staff members, we are very proud of and very pleased with the partnership that we had with Dr. Owens and the members of her team, the curriculum specialists, for they provided extensive training for our classroom teachers as well as our paraprofessionals this summer. They were well trained on the curriculum as well as resources that were available to help our kids, to ensure that there was targeted text-based instruction and time on task, which is critically important with a 16-day program. Every single department in this school district plays a critical role in terms of building a summer school program And we are very fortunate in that we have a partnership that doesn't just include building the program, but we are supported throughout the duration of the program. We, of course, want to thank our superintendent for his unwavering support with regard to all things summer school. We're proud of what we were able to accomplish in support of our kids as well as their families, and we look forward to continued success. We endeavor to always get better. Thank you.
And you had something to say?
I want to thank, Doc, thank you all for the presentation. We see that we are moving in the right direction with the district and with our kids. I want to also say to Ms. Latt with her presentation as well, is that if any parent in Port the Independent School District say that they do not know that they need to register their kid for school, I'm sitting here up here calling them a lie, because I get the text messages, the phone calls, and the emails. If I don't answer the phone, it's going to be a text message. If I don't get the text message, it's going to the email. So we are getting the word out there for our parents to register their kids. I know that for a fact. I'm here to let you know, Ms. Lott, that I am getting the information. It's getting to me. I'm getting, I know everybody else is getting it. So there's no reason for our community to say that we not getting information out from the district, because I am a witness that it's coming through and I'm getting it. But once again, thank you for us putting out the information for our community to get that and to be accessible for them to easily just push a button and register their kids. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Dr. Pottery, did I hear that right, that 25% of our students were in summer school? Did I hear? About 25%? Wow. I'm just so impressed with that. But that's something to be proud of. Now, do you know whether, and I didn't prepare you for this question, but do you know how that compares with other summers?
No, I don't. Maybe if Dr. Fine will know.
No, I don't have that information in front of me. I
Well, but don't spend a lot of time.
not shared or typical.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
And with all that said, board members, the administration building will be closed Monday, July 1st through Friday, July 5th. We will reopen Monday, July 8th. That concludes our staff reports.
Okay, we'll continue with our minutes. Consider and if appropriate, approve the minutes of the May 14th, 2024 regular board meeting. Can I get a motion to approve?
moved.
It's been motioned by
Trustee Gilbert.
Trustee Gilwood and second by Trustee Brown. Moving on to, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Brandon. He helped me out of it. Consent agenda. The following items, which are of routine and are recurring nature, have been designated consent agenda items by the board president per policy BE local. All of the items in the consent agenda will be acted upon by one vote without being discussed separately unless requested by a trustee, in which the event, the item or items will be withdrawn immediately for individual consideration in its normal sequence after the items not requiring separate discussion have been acted upon. I will give you all a few minutes to read consent agenda items 1 through 12.
Madam President, I would like to make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as follows.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Trustee Barty and second by Trustee Getwood that we accept the consent agenda items. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next we'll go over to discussion personnel.
Yes. Madam Vice President, we are asking the consideration for you to approve the employment of teachers. The list has been given to you.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Dr. Brown and second by Trustee Getwood. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We are asking for consideration and if appropriate, approve the employment of assistant principal for Port Acres Elementary School, Jarapion Lestrap.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by trustee Getwood and second by trustee Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We're asking for the consideration and approve the assistant principal for Memorial High School, Mr. Brian Williams.
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Brown and second by trustee Getwood. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
We're asking for the consideration and approval for the Executive Director of Human Resources, Dr. Erica C. Strunk.
So move for approval.
It has been moved by trustee Narcisse and second by trustee Dr. Brown. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
We're asking for the consideration and approve the recommendation for Special Education Supervisor, Mrs. Aika Hill Wilrich.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by trustee Getwood and second by trustee Narcisse. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Information?
The average daily enrollment, 8,189. Average daily attendance, 89.34%.
Okay, can I get a motion for adjournment at 7:26 PM?
So moved.
Second, so move. So move in the second.
It's been moved by trustee Getwood and second by trustee Martin.